Anyone fascinated by the natural world has probably wondered why some animals have such strange-looking sense organs. The elephant with its huge ears, the antennae of a butterfly, which up close look like feathers, the snake with its split tongue. And what about less obvious enhancements, like the sensory cells on a crocodile's skin? Surely these evolutionary traits aren't just for decoration. In fact, the size, shape, and location of these animal sense organs is all for a purpose. And just like us, animals rely on their senses to communicate with each other, find their way around, stay safe, and most importantly, to find food. When you see how superior some animal senses are compared to those of humans, you might wonder how we ever manage to stay on top of the food chain. Animal super senses. You won't believe what's possible. This is Animal Super Senses, the show that grants you the vision and sound, the scents and smells, tastes and touches of the animal realm. Those are the senses we share with most animals. But what about those senses that no human is equipped with? Some animals seem to have superhuman senses, powers that can detect magnetic fields, electrical fields, and infrared radiation. Yes, there's a whole spectrum of information out there that just passes us ordinary humans by. We need special technology to register and measure them, whereas some animals come with their own biological equipment just for that purpose. Welcome to the arena of superhuman animal super senses. We begin our journey with some animals that are truly magnetic. Tiny quantities of magnetite have been found in many animals with a superior sense of direction. But let's begin with a bit of a flutter, courtesy of the monarch butterfly. Small but perfectly formed, it is found in various habitats around the world, as far apart as New Guinea and Bermuda, New Zealand, and Mexico. Those found in the eastern U.S. and southeast Canada spend the summer months there before flying south for winter to a single mountainous spot in central Mexico. It's a journey that can see them fly up to 5,000 kilometers. The second and third generation monarch butterflies return in the spring. But how do they know their way home, or indeed find their way south in the first place? By using their internal compass, literally. It used to be thought monarch butterflies navigated by the position of the sun. But that didn't explain how they continued in the right direction, even on heavily overcast days. Not only that, but to adjust for changes in location when they are literally blown off course. The butterflies must be able to set and reset their internal compass based on their current location. Biologists have found monarch butterflies have magnetic molecules in their brains sensitive to the Earth's magnetic field. So really, just like a compass. They use these in combination with the sun's position to make their epic journeys. Any way you look at it, long-distance animal migrations are one of the great wonders of the natural world. And nowhere more so than the marine environment, where migratory patterns can reach amazing magnitude. How these creatures find their way there and back, navigating vast distances with such precision, was for a long time a mystery. A riddle of sensory and behavioral biology. Sea turtles, like the loggerhead turtle here, are among the most extraordinary navigators of the fathomless deep. As hatchlings, baby turtles which have never before been in the ocean are able to somehow set an unfailing course towards the open sea and then maintain their heading long after swimming beyond the visible shoreline. Little baby hatchling loggerhead sea turtles first swim from the Florida coast eastward to the North Atlantic. Then, gradually over the course of several years, following complicated migratory paths over huge expanses of seemingly featureless ocean, then return again to the North American shores. Now, the most difficult part of open sea navigation is determining longitude or east or west position. It took human navigators centuries of long-distance voyages to figure out how to do that. But luckily, loggerhead turtles pick up on magnetic signals in order to determine their position, both east-west and north-south. As adults, they retain these phenomenal navigational skills, which guide them as they migrate between specific feeding areas and nesting beaches. Other long-distance migrators thought to possess magnetic superpower sense include both humpback and sperm whales. Sperm whales, of course, are easy to recognize due to their enormous heads with prominent foreheads. They have the largest brain of any creature on Earth. They dive over 3,000 feet in search of food and consume about 3% of their body weight per day. When they dive for their dinner, they can hold their breaths for up to 90 minutes. Female sperm whales and calves remain in tropical or subtropical waters the whole year round and apparently practice communal childcare. Males become sexually mature at 18 years, at which point they migrate to higher latitudes, where the water is colder and the pickings are richer. Traveling alone or in groups, They cruise the oceans at over 30 kilometers per hour. Later, they head back towards the equator to breed. These journeys would seem to require a pretty foolproof internal compass. Humpback whales, meanwhile, are found in all the world's oceans. In the southern hemisphere, humpback whales will migrate from Antarctica to the subtropical coastal waters of western and eastern Australia and Fiji, where they mate and give birth during the winter and spring. Northern humpback whales, on the other hand, find their way from Alaska to Hawaii, swimming in a straight line. We're talking journeys that are thousands of kilometers long. How do they do it? One theory is they have a unique guidance system, utilizing a combination of solar and magnetic navigation. This hypothesis comes in part from mass strandings of whales, thought to be affected by solar activity causing disturbances to the Earth's magnetic field, and the fact that small quantities of magnetite have been found in the brains of humpback whales. Another ocean leviathan, the shark, finds its way around thanks to the power of electroreception. In fact, every type of shark breed has electrical sensors in their nose and heads, named after a 17th century man of science called Stefano Lorenzini. The ampullae of Lorenzini are actually special electroreceptor organs. Though named almost 350 years ago, it was only in the 1960s where Dutch scientists were able to identify the main function of Lorenzini's ampullae, electroreceptivity. In the last 15 years, it's been concluded that sharks can also perceive temperature deviations using the electrosensory system.